Deputy Premier has the call. The Deputy Premier.
Yes, I can. Thank you very much, Member for Newland. Yes, I can. What we know is that under the previous government, their last 2 years, increased electricity prices $477. What we know is that ASCOSA has said that since we came to government, decreased electricity prices $303. But with regard to the latest data on electricity prices, which the member asked about today, household and businesses in South Australia have good news that the independent Australian energy regulators confirmed that the average power bills have come down nearly 20% since we came to government. The AER's annual retail energy market performance data confirms that the median annual bill is now $1,784, which is $422 less than the $2,206 that it was when Labor left power. And what's more, the AER data shows that there are fewer households in hardship than when under Labor. Now, Mr. Speaker, what else do we know? What else do we know? Because Mr. Newland did ask about other alternative plans. We're very clear about the fact that we have a multi-pronged energy policy: small-scale storage, large-scale storage, demand management, supply integration, grid-scale storage, interconnection. They're all working together. What we also know on the other side is that former Premier Rand said that he would build an interconnector but never did. What we know is that former Premier Weatherall said that he would be completely focused on climate change and then spent $600 million on dirty diesel generators without trying to tell anybody. And what we also know is that when they bought the dirty diesel generators, the price of electricity went up, Mr. Speaker. So there are alternative plans out there. There have been and there still are. Mr. Speaker, one of the plans that's afoot at the moment, and I use the word plan very loosely, one of the plans that's afoot at the moment is those opposite wanting to build a hydrogen project.
Deputy Premier, this is a point of order. I'll hear the point of order under 134.
So the Minister has no responsibility whatsoever for any Labor Party policies at all, sir. There's no responsibility to the House.
Very well. Very well. Very well. Order. 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 Member for Lee's call to order. I'll listen carefully. Deputy Premier has the call.
Thank you, Speaker. And I was very clearly asked about are there any alternative plans. So one of the alternative plans, I've talked about two previous ones, which were disasters, and I'm going to talk about the current one, which, if ever allowed to be put into effect, would also be a disaster. And one of the reasons for that, Mr. Speaker, is that those opposite have a $500 million black hole in their costings. Those opposite refuse to release their costings. Mr. Speaker, those opposite are in hiding. Those opposite should share with the public.
Any member can address me on a point of order. Order. Members. Deputy Premier, please be seated. Member for West Torrens, you're on a second warning. Members, I draw your attention to Standing Order 142, which prohibits noise or interruptions. The level of noise and interruptions is considerable. The Deputy Premier has the call.
Thank you, sir. There's nobody opposite who should be more ashamed of the situation they're in than the member for West Torrens, who's the architect of the disgraceful disaster in energy that was thrust upon the people of South Australia before the last election.
Deputy Premier. Order. Deputy Premier, there's a point of order.
Standing Order 96, sir. Questions may be put to other members, but only if such questions relate to any bill, motion or any other public business for which those members, in the opinion of the Speaker, are responsible to the House. Sir, the Energy Minister is not responsible to the Parliament for any Labor Party policy at all. No, I'm not.
Order. 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 I'm going to hear the Deputy Premier. The time on the question is fast expiring. There's some force. Order. There's some force in the point of order. I hear the Deputy Premier. Deputy Premier.
Mr. Speaker, as Energy Minister, I am actually responsible for the fact that people in South Australia need to know about alternative plans.
Call to order.
If those opposite believe in their plan, they'll release their modelling. If those opposite believe in their costing, those opposite, they will release their costings. Mr. Speaker, what they've done is release some glossy photos that say it'll all be great, and some information that says, and it won't cost much. Well, Mr. Speaker, neither of those things are true. Neither of those things are true. There is a $500 million black hole in their policy, and nobody should believe otherwise. They should release their costings.
Order. Order. Member for order. Members will cease interjecting. Members will cease interjecting. Order. I will hear the leader on a point of order.
I've got a question,
A
sir.
question. Very well. Before we do that, the member for Lee can leave the chamber 15 minutes under 137A. In fact, 14 minutes, so that he can return to crossbench questions, which I know he enjoys.